A good morning to each and everyone. I've entitled my message today, What We Sow, We Will Reap. And this message is twofold. It is twofold. I know that there are those out there who get very angry every time I come out to do a live. It's always a problem. Right? It's always a problem. But no biggie. I know I'm telling all you, no biggie. Okay? I hope that this message meets us all in the right frame of mind and helps to sober us up, because somehow or the other, as believe, regardless of what, we just figure that this world belongs to us and we can do what we want and we can carry on how we want, we can use God's name how we want, and everything will be hunky-dory. But listen to me. The Lord gave me this little message here, and I'm sharing all what He gave me. Psalm 41. And it went right. I'll use some of the verses. I wouldn't be using all what I'm going to read. It says, Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth, and thou shalt not deliver him unto the will of his enemies. The Lord will strengthen him upon his bed of languishing. Thou wilt make all his bed in his sickness. I said, Lord, be merciful unto me. Heal my soul, for I have sinned against thee. Mine enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die, and his name perish? I shall say, when shall she die, and her name perish? Listen. And if he come to see me, he speaketh vanity. His heart gathereth iniquity to itself. When he goeth abroad, he telleth it. All that hate me whisper together against me. Against me do they devise my hurt. Right? Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat my bread, had lifted up his heel against me. But thou, O Lord, be merciful unto me, and raise me up, that I may requite them. And requite means repay. Right, it says, By this I know that thou favorest me. I know the Lord favor me, because my enemies doth not triumph over me. And as for me, thou upholdest me in mine integrity, and settest me before thy face forever. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen. And that is the word that the Lord gave to me. Now, everybody who know me and everybody who listen to my messages know that there is a time when David said too, I am for peace, but they are for war. I talk the things that I see in the space that I live called Trinidad and Tobago, that I believe I still have freedom of speech. And I'm telling you people, this one really is not personal about me alone, because you know the haters will hate. As I made a video the other day and I used a statement and I said that they are gunning for me. And one of the poor men and them figured that, you know, the statement was about him. No, the statement wasn't about him. Another part of my video on Sabbath was when I said the representative for Tobago East, the parliamentary representative for Tobago East have vested interest in the place where he was. I think I hear that gone in a different spin. For the people who don't know, this man is the leader of a choir, and the choir had asked permission to use the same place. That is what I was talking about. It's a place that the choir needed, a little place that they could practice. So anything else other than that is because of the bitter, wicked, and evil in all your mind. That's why you're going to take it and spin it all over all you want. You understand? But I'm sitting down and I'm watching. The last time that this administration took office, from the day that was day one, the propaganda machine that is called the PNM, they went out there. They tried everything in their power to destabilize Tobago and to cause Tobago to go under. They came with all kind of gates, right? Voice notes gate, this, that gate. And the trouble about it, I just say, like these people right now, they're still not learning. These people did everything. Tobago people don't forget, you know. Trinidad and Tobago people don't forget. Everything to mash up the thing. The first thing they did, the thing that they get through it was to mash up the leader. Because he was hardened. And sometimes leaders just play, they doesn't want to take telling from the people who God does give the eyes to see and to warn all you. Or they don't want to take telling, but that's nothing. When God said, cry aloud, lift up your voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sin. So I will always cry aloud. But I am looking at Trinidad and Tobago right now, and I'm saying it again, whatever we sow, that is exactly what we're going to reap. So, back to the history. So, the PDP slash TPP was PDP when they went in, and we ended up being TPP, right? And when that administration was there, all kind of bacchanals, I say, they call whoever naming what. They call the Rowley, bring up the police from Trinidad. Dig up from chief secretary down to commoner house. Went in and, shame them publicly. And apart from shaming them publicly, when they were supposed to be giving them money to run Tobago, they gave them how they wanted and not how the law said they're supposed to give them. They said all kind of things about these people. What I didn't say is what I did forget. And the God of heaven still held the reins and kept them going because he knew he wasn't finished with them. Come to Trinidad now, the whole island, the whole nation called Trinidad and Tobago. We cried and we sighed because of all the wickedness that the PNM was doing in the space. There were a few of us who were out here talking against everything that they were doing. You understand me? From the COVID live straight back, right? From what they were doing at St. Tobago to what they were doing to the people of Trinidad. And then these people have caused us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and I would never say, you see this, I think that they planted in the minds of the people like me with this kind of hair structure. That's how the Indians racist and the Indian this and the Indian that. But I just sit down and I just be watching carefully every single day. It have no Indian and Negro war, you know. It have politicians who tell themselves that they don't ever want to be out of power, and those who are trying to make a difference for us, the poor man in the country. And I am seeing Israel taking place all the time, the children of Israel. The Lord got these people out of bondage because they bawl, they cry, they sigh for 400 years. In some places they say 430 years, but the issue is that 400 years they were in bondage. and God brought them out of bondage. He just gave them some rules and regulations to live by. Because before time, it was chaos. In the early stage, before they went down to Egypt, they didn't know God. After they went into Egypt, they lost every contact with God. And it's the same thing that is happening right now. We sit down, we suffer, we get pressure. We ask for help, the Lord bring in the NER. The PNM propaganda machine, they cause all kind of unrest and riot because Robinson bring in VAT. And Robinson went to say he going and build a deep water harbor in Tobago, and he going and fix over airport in Tobago, and Keith Christopher Rowley was the loudest voice against development here in Tobago. And they champion, they cause coup, all kind of thing. Burn down Port of Spain. When you pass through Port of Spain after the coup thing, for some other who live born or know nothing, Port of Spain was the most stinking tongue I ever smelled. Because I'm very curious, so I leave Arima when I can get freedom to travel. I left Arima and I went to Port of Spain and I passed through all Besson Street, all St. Vincent Street, which part the, what you call it, police headquarters was, the building, the old building still there on the side there, because that building there was real ancient, the building, right? Right by Sackville Street and all them place there. Port of Spain was a ghost town. And the black people turned during the coup. They were so happy for it. So they went and they loot out Port of Spain. They thief out the people that store on them, his fridge, his stove, his all kind of things. Some people must still have loot goods in their house if it ain't rotten and gone. So that is the kind of lifestyle that we want in Trinidad and Tobago. The man met the economy in a state and he went and he tried to bring it back to a stage. And they rioted. And they caused mayhem. That era come and it passed. Bam! The Indians came into power. Because UNC was Indian. UNC, as they say, is an Indian party. But I know people like Maureen, Paulson, Jolene, John, all of them saying that there's some people like me used to support that there's so long. So I mean, I know me must be an Indian too, or an Indian lover. And if I say Indian lover, praise the Lord, because I will love them all the time. So you know, so they come with a new propaganda. And they started the race thing. It had a man, where his name was Satmaraj. He was a racist. He was a stupid racist. Nobody wasn't caring about what Satmaraj was saying. Because when we live in our communities, I hear my Indian sister right there. I am a little Douglas, nieces and nephews, you understand me? I have an Indian sister-in-law. I don't see race, I don't see people all the time. I am a Douglas son, you understand me? It's a mix-up thing, right, too? But we sit down and allow these PNM people since back then to try to destroy our psyche. Alright, that you better come. But before even that, I remembered after Dr. Eric William died, Mr. George Michael Chamber became the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And he was a different kind of PNM because he said, fetch over, back to work. And he used to get the hard hat and the everything, and he used to visit projects. That wasn't good because he talking productivity. And you know what they call him? Dunce. Remember they sing Calypso and all, Chambers, Dunce. He was dunce because you know what? He had a good character and he wanted something good for Trinidad and Tobago. So they call him Dunce, and then the NER ride him to power. They kick him aside, and the man became private citizen 101. He had nothing to do with politics and none of them again until the day he died. He had made his plans to his family, refused a state funeral. All I remember that. That Prime Minister never got a state funeral because he knew what the people of Trinidad and Tobago did to him because he was trying to be an upstanding citizen. And it seems as though people don't like anybody who's standing for the righteousness and good. It is a fact. So they come now. I wish it by Pandey. They bought him Pandey. When Pandey came in, the election went on to 17 too. So it's either Manning, they accept Rowley, two from Tobago, right? That time was the what? The same name we were carrying. So they campaigned, the campaign for the NAR then was, we will make the difference. And boy, God, walk out the thing, it was 17 too. So when they had the 17, PNM had the 17, UNC had the 17, NAR had the 2. The 2 trump card to make the difference. They had talks with Manning and them, all them PNM does like, they're very haughty and puffed up and say, we stand alone, we sit alone, we ride alone, we do everything alone. Well, right, they stand alone. So Pandey became Prime Minister. Right? Robinson went inside the Parliament with a portfolio, what is the name? Minister Extraordinaire. Don't forget it. First time we ever have a minister like that. And then they came and they had the elections for presidency, and he became the first Tobagonian president of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The first man to be Prime Minister from Tobago and the first man to be president of Tobago. Oh yes, Tobago was riding high. But then after, he had a little falling out with Pandey and them, and the next time around, to make a person to break the tie. Well, next tiebreak I think was 18, I think. So to break that tiebreaker, he now turn around and drop we back in PNM hand. You understand me? And say, but he did it under one moral and spiritual whatever. So they have us in a roller coaster all the time. The same people and them who nearly kill him, shoot him in the leg and all kind of thing, and burn down others where they take them and they put them back in power. So when you as a president, ex-prime minister, do things like that, these people must have it in their mind that Trinidad and Tobago belongs to them. And they can come now and pilfer the nation. They can come and rip we off and take everything that we have. Drop the country like a piece of old cloth. They here, you take that, clean up that. And then somebody come in now and say, all right, let me see how we could clean up this thing. And they come, Kamala come the first time, they jump up in Tobago, yeah. And everybody does behave as though, well, this is the first time that one party running this whole island. No, the PNM had the whole of Tobago running once. When they bought the Calcutta ship, when Miss Kamala Pasabi was there. At that time, Ashford was my minority leader. You understand me? So, they had the big fiasco. Oh, the Indian go come and take over Tobago. This, that, and the other, the Calcutta ship coming. And the small-minded people who don't know the history and who doesn't do no kind of studies and, sit down and learn your history. All of the learning but Britannia and learning about America and learn Trinidad and Tobago history. That is what we need to be teaching in our schools too, all of them minister education and whoever education. Bring a curriculum that teaches the people of Trinidad and Tobago where they were and where they are going now. They need to know the history. Good. So, after the Calcutta ship and they had Tobago and they do what they want, some of the people started to see after that. Because after all that and all they used to do is sit down inside and they laugh at one another, talk the stupidness, and they had nobody to oppose them. And I am saying this to warn these that we have here. You have nobody to oppose you inside of there. Don't ever cause yourself to end up in the ditch that you see the PNM end up in right now, here in Tobago. So they carry on themselves, they go down, they talk all kind of things. How come she can't manage, she. ministers and them, the ruling she, the this, the that, the other. She ain't no leader. Rowley jump up and said, the woman drunkard. He come and name it, he said it. And the people ran with it. They ran with it. Because the one was kind-hearted and showed motherhood and showed that she know what is empathy and sympathy, and she know that she have a heart. These, what do you call them? I want a nice word for them, you know. Dragon-like men who don't know nothing about motherhood, who don't have a real heart, you know. It's still have some men out there who does have like a feelings, but no matter how a man feels towards his children, they can't feel as how a woman does feel. You hear me? They can't feel how a woman does feel. So she was there doing the best for Trinidad and Tobago. She give them women who had a baby first time and all them things that she used to give them a $500. Well, hey, by the way, me hear the chief say, yeah, do them kind of thing there. I hope he himself keep up the way he say. Anyhow, how we gonna take care of them infants? That was one of the campaign thing. Anyhow, so she do that. She opened this reforestation thing. She opened all kind of work. In Tobago, work was flourishing. Anybody used to get their work. Right? And it wasn't URP and CPAP alone. There were other jobs. And she had the people feeling good. And I remember too, even Christmas time, oh boy, she used to have those big Christmas drives. And come across here and give all poor people children who can't afford to get a little toy. She used to give them real toys. And while she started to do that, them fellas, what is the name? London, he started to do that too. You know, he started to give in the district, you know, he was giving out toys and name it. They used to give out the hampers, boy, is UNC people bringing that in a big way, you know. Them UNC, them same UNC. And they voted out that woman. Oh, she's a drunkard. Oh, she just pay up the car, PM1, this, that, and the other. People just forget a lot of things. When Mr. Rowley came riding in, he took the car away. He wanted a new car. And the first agenda he had, the first business he did was to buy $3 million painting. All you just forget them things there. So they go in there and he lied and he said there was no money. He had no money. But when he reached in there, he said, oh yes, ma'am, we find, whatever is HFS fund, whatever fund that is, how we find how much millions of dollars inside of them fund there. And he lied and said, he never had no money. Right? He lied to all you when the UNC was saying, oh, they're going to close down Petrotrin, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. He lied to all you and said he wouldn't do it. And for all those years, these people were out of jobs because Rowley shut down and mashed up the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And in case all you don't know, the sugar industry was closed by the PNM. You understand me? What we had in the Pitch Lake was leased to them Chinese or whoever they leased it to by the PNM. So everything that we have as natural resources that can help we, PNM give away. They closed down petrol chain, they closed down everything, the PNM. And because all of us feeling so, you know, couldn't breathe. All went out. We all went out and we voted change. At least we didn't vote. They did not know UNC Tobago. But it's all in Trinidad. All went out there resoundingly and gave the UNC, I think it's 26 seats. Right? Because of what was happening. Only to see now. Just as happened in the previous tenure of this Tobago also Assembly. The PNM propaganda tried to match up Tobago, but Tobago full of praying people despite war. It's full of bad-minded and wicked people, and these days they might get more bad-minded and more wicked. And I'm warning us, the people who live on this island, change all your ways, you know, and try let God really be the ruler of your heart. Even some who call themselves secretaries. Put God first. Throw away the bad mind. I warning all you. Anyhow, as I was saying, We fight for change. The change came. The people are the ones who sit inside here and know about the funding and how the money going and how the money ain't going. Hello? We heard what these PNM was doing to the monies that they had here in Tobago. We see and we are getting the evidences of what those same people inside are there, some senator, some opposition, from opposition leader to she senators, them and all of them. We see how they raped Trinidad and Tobago's treasury. We see how they fatten themselves, all of the evidence in front of we. We bring in another government, all of a sudden, all of start back again with the dotish rhetoric. Indian this and Indian that. I see one of them calling himself lawyer pastor. And all of these kind of people just pushing dotishness in stupid people. And you know what I got me vexed? To tell you the truth, I don't need sometimes my finger will just give me such an answer them. I say I'm not answering them nothing. Let her go ahead. Who want to engage them, let her engage them. Let her engage them. We see how much murder was taking place. All they're talking about SOE. Remember, when the PNM was there, they call the SOE. You know what they call it for? Because gunman was out there for them. Gunman was coming for them. So you know what they do? Throw up the thing in the ring quick and shut down the place fast. Remember, there was a lawyer, he was a Seventh Adventist, that young man, last night, I think he became the first murder. No, he was the last murder. And then the next, and another lawyer, nobody don't talk about she, you know, when they went and they killed she and she husband in the house right after they killed him. So it had something that they were afraid of. That's why you see all that they said, we call it SOE. And this government came in and they kept the SOE and I think they extended it. They extended it and I think it finished wherever they over the weekend there. Right? And in the midst of that, everybody was seeing this, that, the other, and each other. Now I will say it again. I am not for no police walking and killing people children. Neither am I for the common man walking and killing people. People, all who want to say this Negro, Indian, nigger coolie thing, all who talking that, who should they do? Who breaking in your house? Tell me. Is it the Indian coming to break in your house? All the gangs and them, all you feel I just forget. When Christmas list came here, I don't know about the rest, I think it had a white girl too, but Christmas list was the most prominent of them. And went into all the areas and showed us all the things that the gangs were doing. And the same gang boy and them sit down and open their mouth and talk to Christmas list and tell me all the kind of things was taking place. The same Roger Alexander. Roger. That everybody now wants to hate and everybody wants to this and that and the other. He and all had conversation with Christmas list. He and all, and before even that, I saw a video with Roger when he was, where he was? He was a top cop, wherever Roger was. Right? When I said top cop, I mean commissioner of police, but he was high up. Right? And Roger was do a video with all the special ring and them, showing them up and all kind of thing with some man, and he was talking about, you know, these den of iniquities that we have all over the island. That some of you pretending that they don't exist. Go back and watch Christmas list video them and tell me that they do exist. So these come in now, and them men get afraid for their life. After that poor boy had us to lose his life, me know what he was into or what he wasn't into. But after he done do service the night, he didn't live to see the next day. He was gunned down in front of his family. All of don't forget these things. And then I know that there are wicked and rogue police out there who don't have a heart, so they will go out and they will kill at will. Look, I was listening to a story about some fella that they killed. I can't remember when they killed him. But I think the man was even in the beat. They said the man, I can't remember his name, and it's just last night I watched it anyhow. They said the man well cook up for his family and do all kind of thing, and the family saying, boy, go take a rest. The boy lie down in the bed, and police went in there and kill him, and the same police and them, one of them jump up and say, hey, all the boy, we kill the wrong man. And they drag his body as what they're doing now, put it in their vehicle and go away with it. The person have the story there. So all these kind of killings, no, it is bad and terrible when the police just like the common bandit out there. But it is not good that we just sit down and just shoot people like dog. Yesterday or whenever, I see they showing a video with some walking in some place, I don't know which part it be. But I see a man lie down in the road with his head blow away. So as soon as the SOE raised, the gun raised too. The gun raised too. So when the Prime Minister come out and she talks straight and plain, and she says straight and plain, if you're harboring them, you're going down with them. I can't see that as a wrong statement. How well I could say the woman's wrong and she talking this, but when Rowley said, who dead? And he was on a campaign thing too, and he was talking about, telling the gunman and them all put on the gun. All the black fellas, he never said Indian, he make sure he talk and call it the black man. Right? So if Kamala say, let black people put down the gun, oh gosh, she racist. She ain't even saying that. The woman was doing she thing, and they look at all the hot spots and all the areas that people doing the criminality, and it's there she was going to set up with a difference, in policing to help. But then after, these police, like they didn't want that. That is why them went out, them misses so, and kill the man in cold blood, so the people wouldn't have no trust in the police service. It's hard to trust the police now. The same Roger Alexander, the same thing they do to George Chambers, they're trying to do to Roger now. Everybody all of a sudden. Roger Dunce is the Dunce's thing. What come like Roger there? Roger is a Dunce man. It's the same Alexander Plenty all was praising when he used to be on Beyond the Tape and all these things and talking anything. And when he went up as a candidate for the election, all was happy that he went there. Right? Because all went out and all voted him resoundingly. No, sir? When she gave him this position where he's Minister of Homeland Security or whatever, everyone all clap. Yes, the right man for the job. But now as the man trying to implement situations in the job, all they find is the worst thing. Oh gosh, Trinidad and Tobago people make up all their mind now. Make up all their mind. It's either all they want to be law-abiding citizens and all they want lawfulness, or they want lawlessness. All they can have it both ways. And I am saying it every time. I am seeing whether the undercurrent is standing. Yesterday, when these people went down by the Red House, I heard a woman in the background was talking next to the cameraman. And she was talking about when he was in she father days or whatever, the first time they burned down the Red House. Remember that they burned down the Red House? And she was talking about that, and then she was talking about the coup, and she was saying, like, it's another right like that they want to do, right? So she talking that, you understand me? So you see kind of thing where they're trying to incite. When they're killing innocent children, it had a time they kill a whole little family somewhere up in the east, up in Arimadi. I ain't see nobody run down by the Red House. You understand me? Nobody no run down there and put up placard and say, oh, this is wrong. I said, innocent people being murdered, all in fighting for that. The police did wrong under this government, all run out. But before time, nobody ain't running out. Nobody ain't running out. It's an Indian government. Well, she stopped being drunk now. The Prime Minister stopped being drunk now. She old, she frail, she feeble, she need to go. And it? All of a sudden, she need to go. Trinidad and Tobago, I'm going to say it again. Whatever we sow, we will reap. And let me tell you something, They said death and life is in the power of the tongue. All come out every day. Come out every day. Instigate riot. Instigate mayhem. Sit down and talk a pack of foolishness. And I'm talking to all of them people who used to work CPEP and URP. We see how deep the corruption ran. And right now, the PNM still trying to get back their hands and the clutches on it. And I want to know when all they sit down there and all they realize that these people were using all like modern day slaves. Paying all a little bit of money and they were some pocketing and carrying home everything. The same PNM members, whether they know and who pass. How are they feeling? To see that all they enrich these people beyond. And now this government trying to, you understand me, put some of you to work in this area and in that corporation and the other corporation because all the guys work. Some of them don't want to work. We just sit down and talk about, oh, they need jobs. But you go tell me, a man go tell me that, oh, a person from Venezuela come here working and still looking to get more jobs to advance themselves. Look, I have a nice Venezuelan friend here. He does go on free construction and thing. And then he does do other little side business to help himself and his family. But you know, we all ain't want that. It's like in this Tobago, tell them whether they want a morning walk. Give me a morning walk. So they go walk 4 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock. And by 7 o'clock, they're back home. And you spend a whole day idle doing nothing. There are the few who will go home and find a second job, you know, to do something to help themselves. We don't want no hard work, but we want to question people. Oh, they said that and the other, they come in and take your work. Call you to do the work, you don't want it. I see once hour, oh, they're supposed to let the private sector. I want to know which part in the world I have my business, a government could come and tell me what to do with my business. The private sector do their business and they hire people. And if you're working properly, they will keep you. If you're not working properly, they will kick you out. We are too lazy as a nation, especially the black race, the Negro race. And right now, I think it's half a dozen of one and 6 of the next. Because whether you're Indian or you're Negro, that is the lazy set of people in this country. All I want to sit down. And next thing too, I waiting, the carnival come in, and I show they having Panama, they having this fete, that fete, the other fete, and all the fete and them sell out. Where I get money from? How are you pay for them fete there? And them fete there doesn't be trust, You have to pay before you get. So where I get the money from? Where I get the money from? All I have people, I seen people from all St. Lucia, Grenada. Because on Facebook, I just scrolling, And when the news come up from whichever island, I just watch them. Jamaica, all of these people want to play the running them out on we. And the island and them know better than ours. And all of them want to say they're running them out on we. Because we have a woman for a prime minister and she's an Indian. And she's trying her best to do the best that she can to bring things proper in Trinidad and Tobago. Ain't it? And we want to fight, we want to curse, we want to carry on, we want to do the worst because we don't want right. Look right here in this Tobago. When I open my mouth and talk, they're coming for my brain. They're gunning for my head. They want to destroy me. As if they figure that these things could ever stop me. I just read Bible and tell people. And they see what the Lord told Ezekiel. He said, set your face like a flint. He said whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, stand up and tell them what you have to tell them. And I'm telling all of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, remember that they said the boy, it had a story that they said this boy always used to be crying, wolf, wolf, wolf. And when the people that run outside, they never had no wolf. All I keep calling wolf. I hope when the wolf really come, all going to be able to stand up and face the wolf. All who want unrest, continue asking for it. Continue asking for it. The Lord have a way, He does love to give people what they want. Sad to say that some of us going to be inside of it too. We will all be in the melee. But what you ask for, you go get. Wherever all you sow, all you will reap. Stop being an evil nation. We asked for a different governance. The Lord gave us a different governance. They are trying sometimes. Sometimes people just have to take some harsh measures to get to a certain place. Nothing is cast in stone. The same laws where they bring in and say, this is double this and double that and double the other. The same people could sit down and reverse it too. Nothing is cast in stone. But to try to bring some money into the treasury, and here they talk on the gong every day. Hey, me want me, what did I look for? Back pay. Me want me back pay. But when in both of them, they tell all you 0.0.0%, I know you want to fight with them both. Hello? Hello? I'm begging all you. I'm begging us, in fact. Let me try and, weather the storm and ride the tide and stand up with the government. Things will change. We cannot be done a year and the whole of Trinidad transform. Again, I want to tell all of the God that I serve, He created this world in 6 days. He them God, He created all of us. He could have just said, world come in place. Everything just stay. He did not do that. He took His time. And He put everything in place at His time. I'm begging all, I'm begging us, in fact. Right thinking citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, do not follow a multitude to do evil. Sit down and listen and watch and know who wants Trinidad and Tobago's interests to rise. It wants us to get better. And who just want us to stay in a place. And a set of people know that they can sit down and have as their slaves called CPP and URP to work for next to nothing. Imagine that URP in Tobago and all was even better off than Trinidad because they get raise a pay. All of that under this administration. All of that they vex for. They vex for that. They lied to the people. Oh, they would have to call it work just like Trinidad. It did not work. Praise the Lord, Tobago people still had a little smarts in them. And did not allow that propaganda, wicked machine, evil cult that is called the PNM to cause them to stumble and fall. I am glad that at least they listened. So those of you in Trinidad who used to play all your standing up for the government, and now all you want to be the biggest voice against the government, go ahead. Go ahead. You will reap what you sow. But as long as God give me breath and life, I will continue to pray against all them wicked spirits there. It is so sad and shameful to see other Caribbean people watching me and laughing me. Because of greed, we trying to help a mafia called PNM to come back in power. Try all your best, Try all your best. My dear people, I think I've spoken enough for today. May God have mercy upon my soul. And I'm telling all you who looking for my hurt and for the hurt of this nation, God's still on my side. Be blessed and start to think with all your brain. Don't follow a multitude to do evil. Have a blessed one.